Peace, family. How are you doing today? Today, I'm speaking on uh, superpowers. And when I speak on superpowers, I'm not necessarily speaking about what we see in the movies. Even though, we would like to have the kind of powers we see in the movies and stuff like that. Or or the superpower I'm speaking on is our own individuality, being oneself. A lot of us suffer from low self-esteem issues, and a lot of us suffer from different kind of things because we're not accepting of who we are. And it is always good to, be somewhat happy and proud of who you are and your own uniqueness, because that's for example, that's your superpower. Like I said, yeah, there's nothing wrong with looking up to like celebrities and people in our family and friends around us, and maybe coworkers that you see doing well, and you would like to be like them, especially in personality or maybe money, wealth, or maybe their lifestyle and stuff like that, what they have. It is always important for us to accept who we are and our own individuality and our own uniqueness, because that is our superpower. They're in a world that everyone likes to follow and be like someone else. They're to be different. They're to be you, unapologetically you. Just be who you are. And especially, if there are issues and things that you might look at yourself and you be like, I don't like this about myself. You might look in the mirror and it could be physical. A lot of times people, is not even about how you look on the outward, your outward appearance. A lot of time is your inward appearance, is how you portray yourself, how you walk, how you talk, and how you see yourself and value yourself. That makes a greater impact than even how you look on the outside physically. you know and don't get me wrong, your outward appearance is also important. So, if you brush up on that, have everything intact, maybe for a woman, you have your nice hairstyle. It also boosts self-confidence. And work on self-confidence. When you boost your self-confidence, you'll be able to feel good also on the outside. And your self-confidence also, a lot of people think that self-confidence only come from, your outward appearance. Self-confidence is how you feel within yourself, how confident you are being the person you are. And, a lot of people, they try to be like someone else, do what they do and everything like that. But the key issue and the key point of you being you is your own uniqueness. Whatever it is, find that uniqueness, find that your individuality, and find that drive and that spark within you that set you apart as being you, right? And that is, my friends and family, your superpower. Individuality, and also love of self. You love others, nothing wrong with that. You admire others, nothing wrong with that. You look up to others, whether it's a family member, a friend, a celebrity, maybe, someone that is famous, or someone that is even not famous, but someone personally, that is a-okay. But do not lose self. Do not lose your own persona, your own individuality and uniqueness within you. Because you might be surprised when you start being yourself, how other people, especially if you're still a work in progress, and we all are. And especially when, you show that confidence that, look, I accept myself, I love myself, I'm unique to who I am. This is my individuality. This is who I am. And, and you move forward like that. As long as you're not being, there's a difference between having self-confidence and being cocky and disrespectful. Don't confuse that. Self-confidence is, it has, is a you thing, is a me thing. It's a within thing. You are confident within yourself, with being yourself and being you, and how you portray and perceive things. And we should all strive and to do it in a positive way. So, the more we work on our issues and our faults and all that stuff, is the more we build our own confidence and individuality and uniqueness. And our uniqueness is our superpower. Okay. So when we think of superpower, you don't have to shoot laser beams out your eye. You don't have to have super strength. Even though if you did that, well, congrats to you. You're doing stuff. You have actually superpowers that people could see, and that it's nothing wrong with that. Also, when it comes to our self-esteem, this is something that a lot of us need to work on, because low self-esteem also comes with a lot of negative stuff. Or when we have low self-esteem, we have low confidence within ourselves. We have depression issues. We have social environment. When we are being trying to be social, it plays a role in how we portray ourselves to others. And having low self-esteem affects us in a negative way. So if you're someone that has low self-esteem, try to identify why. Are you just looking on, if it's outward appearance, are you just looking on the outward appearance why you have low self-esteem? Or are you looking at who you are, your individuality and uniqueness within you, and how do you portray yourself to others, that affects your self-esteem. You don't have to have low self-esteem. You can have high self-esteem. You could have high confidence within yourself. And everything is a work in progress, and it starts with you. Everything starts within, and work yourself outwards, not the other way around. Other people can also affect or self-esteem or confidence and or superpower of being unique. And a lot of times it's out of jealousy. A lot of times it's just because someone else just have ill vibe and ill will for you. What And they will spread that maybe around, with others, or they'll just tell you personally that, hey, they what they think of you. And a lot of times they'll say negative things. For example, say you're overweight, and a lot of people might come to you, and that some people don't like you, some people is jealous of you. Maybe that you overweight, but you really genuinely have a nice personality or whatever, that they envy, and they don't, it bothers them. So they'll say things to bring your self-esteem down, and therefore make you not want to portray your beautiful character, your personality, and stuff like that. However, they see that that's your superpower. And being overweight is, if someone comes to you and say, well, this is for, and this is just an example, so not knocking people that, that are overweight or anything. It's always, if you're not comfortable with your weight, for example, then it's something that you should just work on for your own personal self-esteem issues, or your own personal health issues, or your own personal confidence. If it's just, so whatever it is that you feel. And then a lot of times people, a lot of times we care too much about what other people are saying about us or about you. And that also drives your self-esteem and allow you not to be your own unique self, and hinder your confidence and your progress when it comes to how you portray yourself to others, and even how you portray yourself to yourself. So your superpower is, and everyone has superpowers in this case. Everyone has superpowers, and your superpower is being uniquely you. There's always something within you you can find that set you apart from someone else, right? Even if you're twins. And when I say twins, I mean identical twins. There's always because people look at the outward appearance and they'll say, oh, these two people are the same. It might look that way, but they might act the same too. but there's still unique differences between them, even if you cannot see it out from the outside. On the inside, they're unique. They have their own personality. And even though a lot of twins try to be like each other, but you still have your own personality, your own persona, your own individuality, and your own superpower, right? And your superpower can be creative as well. Could be anything that is artistic, could be music, art, dance, could be singing, could be acting, could be anything that you do and you love doing it, and it comes to you naturally, so that's your superpower, that's your uniqueness, that's you. And we should all strive to be unique. We should all strive to be there, to be different. You don't Being different doesn't, people will say, oh, because you're different, you're weird and you this and that. But why would anyone want to be like everyone else anyway? Don't you want to be you? A lot of us follow the crowd, and everyone wants to be like that, and everyone wants to be like this. Dare to be you. Dare to have your own individuality, your own uniqueness, your own superpower. And when you'll find that when you're doing that, you'll find that other people see it in you and admire it. No matter who it is, it could be a younger child, it could be an older person, could be a coworker, could be a friend, could be your own, family and friends. They will see that you're just being you, because a lot of people think that's strange, because you're not like them, because you don't do things like them, because you don't talk the way they talk, because you don't walk the way they walk. They look at you, and some people will even go as far as saying that you're weird or you're strange. That is okay. You're weird and strange to them, but to you, you're unique. That's your superpower. You're being yourself. A lot of these people that find all these criticisms, they're not being themselves. They're trying to fit into a group or a crowd and, act like someone else and be like someone else, and do not have that unique spirit, that superpower spirit of individuality and uniqueness. So, and like, again, there's nothing wrong with having someone that you look up to, someone that guide you, and in some cases, you will follow this person, their ways, their methods, their tactics, and stuff like that. But the important thing is to learn all of that, and put it into your own, merge it with your own uniqueness and personality. There's nothing wrong with taking it and twisting it in the way you are, and how to, in your own unique way. That is true art. That is true, being your having your own superpower. All right, I give you an example, right? I learned a few cooking recipes along the way growing up. I learned a few cooking recipes and stuff like that. I It's not that I like to cook or anything, but not tooting my own horn, but when I do cook, I do pretty well. There are instances when people will call me up, when they having get-togethers and stuff like that, and they'll say, "Hey, I want you to make that stew chicken, man. That stew chicken is banging." However, I did learn how to make stew chicken, and this is an example from different people within my family. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you follow that person, you what?" It's not about following that person. The reason why my stew chicken tastes different is because I put my own unique individuality with it, my unique spin, and there's nothing wrong with taking bits and pieces here, right, and putting it together to formulate what your own unique way of doing things and saying things and walking, and how you perceive things, and it's just your individuality. That's your superpower. So what I used to do is that I used to watch this family member or that friend or whatever when they're cooking, and I see what they use, the spices, the seasoning, the way they do it, and I learn along the way. You take bits and pieces, and you put your own spin to it, your own unique way. And a lot of times it comes to you naturally because you're thinking that, oh, well, I like the way they do that. However, if I put my own personal spin on it, then I'm creating something. Even though you kind of like following what that person is doing, but you're doing it in your own unique way. You're having your own individuality. It's a learning process. We all learn from each other, and that is one way of enhancing and creating your superpower. It's always good to be you. Just be you. Be happy with who you are, right? And be happy with your own individuality and uniqueness. And even when people say that you're weird and strange, that's okay. You know, I think everyone is who weird and strange because they are all the same. Why don't you be someone, of your own accord, who you are? And that is, I think, in society today, but hey, it is what it is. So this is not a long video. This is just a video that's speaking about being comfortable with yourself. you know Work on your esteem issues, your self-esteem, whatever you find that you're lacking within yourself. And it's an inward thing. It's not only about your outward appearance, it's how you perceive yourself. You'll be surprised of um of how people will start to perceive you different because they can see you from the inside out and not the outside in. A lot of people, the first thing they do is look at your outward appearance. They don't look at your inward appearance. You have to portray who you really are and your own individuality and uniqueness from the inside out. I think that's the thing with interviews, don't you think? Like, you go to an interview, right? They say dress to impress, and your first impression lasts. But I think sometimes, that first impression, you might still dress to impress and everything, right? But I think a lot of interviews get tricked, interviewers get tricked because, it is always good to look at the person who they really are from the inside out. Not saying that appearance doesn't matter. Appearance do matter. Your outward appearance also helps to boost your inward confidence and esteem. However, it shouldn't be the you're dependent on your outward appearance to boost who you really are inside. And I think a lot of interviewers, when it comes to interviews, I think that could be a thing. That the interviewers might be a lot more successful if they have enough time. Sometimes it's a time issue too, and they have many people they're interviewing. So I get it. I understand. It might be a lot more impactful if they're able to read someone from the inside out, to really see their personality, their drive, their motivation. And a lot of interviewers actually do that. They that have the skill, just by speaking to someone, you could tell in some cases that, hey, this person has a lot of self-confidence. This person, they know what they're saying. And so I guess it works out in some cases. Some cases they just look at the outward appearance and judge you. A lot of people do that, but that's okay. How other people want to perceive you, that is fine. Is how you perceive yourself that's important. And your own self-esteem and confidence and your own uniqueness and individuality and your own persona is your superpower. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. This is not a very long video, even though I'm almost 20 minutes in. Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Okay. And if not, thanks for watching anyway. All right. Peace. I'm out.